下一个。废物。天志，你怎么看？
这邓老豪和我们年纪差不多，怎么可以这么厉害？
估计留我们一军最强的南明在他手里也撑不了多久。真是个怪物，
真是怪物。
下一个。下一个。下一个。二豪，他们的训练怎么样？
这么厉害？
重舰队跟花舰队的实力还算可以。那配舰呢？配舰队的实力不堪一击。
It was a little bit difficult to see how they're moving, so I'm just gonna kind of ignore that. Instead, focus on how likely it is that a bout would actually go that way, which is not very much. The thing is, fencers move back and forth because usually one is attacking, one is defending. In Saber, this is broken down by a system of rules called priority, also known as right-of-way. Basically, one person can score at a time. So usually if one person is attacking, the other person is defending. Whoever is attacking has priority. Priority jumps between two fencers almost constantly. And the thing is, this is fairly easy to tell who has priority and who doesn't, particularly in saber fencing. Because for the most part, whoever is attacking is also moving forward. But an attack can end with either the legs or the blade. Ideally, it should end with both, because it means pretty much they're working together, but it doesn't have to. So the thing is, they're doing several exchanges while one person is still moving forward. But the thing is, even if they're not actually lunging, which is part of an attack, they're just advancing, which isn't necessarily part of an attack. It can be, but it doesn't have to. But they are also cutting several times. The very first cut that does not arrive would give priority to the other fencer. Now, if the other fencer kept backing up and didn't actually make use of the priority, and basically allowed the first fencer who just finished their attack to keep moving forward, then yes, the priority would go back to whoever is moving forward. But it would not happen that many times. The only time it would happen is if the fencer who is defending is a complete novice and doesn't realize that they have that window of opportunity to then move forward. So they should be moving back and forth, and especially for someone studying at an academy and is on their fencing team, they should be using the entire strip. They should be going up and down the strip, just basically utilizing a lot of footwork for even just a single cut. You know, not a baker's dozen of cuts for 2 advances. It just doesn't work like that. So that's already pretty unrealistic. I appreciate that they tried. They took what looks like fairly accurate physical movements, but have sort of mashed them together to try to make it closer to what sword fighting might look like, but in the process, they are ignoring several big rules of fencing, particularly saber fencing. The other thing is, although this is the kind of thing that would usually happen but is not necessarily required, is having a ref. Even if it's just another student there, it is good to have a ref to try to see what happened. Because the thing is, first of all, a ref is standing to the side of the fencers, meaning they already have the best view available. Both the fencers on the strip, obviously they can see what's happening, but simply because of where they physically are located, it's not as good a view as the ref. The other thing is, if you are fencing, you are most likely somewhat biased. Even if you had the best intentions there, it's very difficult to completely remove that level of bias. So it's usually a very good idea to have even a second-rate referee. Because the thing is, no matter how bad the referee is, there are certain things that they cannot deny. If only one light goes off, the referee must give the point to that person. But the thing is, they're also all at an academy. If they're that good at fencing, they should be competent refs. So if this is some sort of trial by fire thing, or, just seeing how good he is, you probably need a ref there, because you would just get a better indication of how good he actually is, because you have another person there who is solely there to judge. So let's keep going.
我是说过我没有谈恋爱的打算，我们是好朋友。
邓尔豪，原来我的情敌是你啊！跟我决斗？
他谁啊？
中国青少年佩剑冠军，少林。
你的战书我收下。时间地点？
下个月脉动杯青少年击剑大赛。
Alright, that's the end of episode 2. So, my impressions on this are kind of split down the middle. But this is partially because there wasn't a whole lot of fencing that was happening. Of what there was usually about half of it that was correct and the other half that wasn't. So, especially considering what I've seen in the past, that's actually not a bad balance to have. Although, the fact that the balance is there, just because of the fact that there isn't much fencing, is not promising. In the next episode, it looks like we're going to have a bigger focus on actual fencing going on, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hopeful. Not optimistic, but I am hopeful. But as for this episode, I'd say it would get 7 out of 10 is a good score for this one. They got plenty right, they got plenty wrong. There wasn't anything too glaring, and it was clear that they actually put in a lot of effort to make it look realistic. So that's pretty good. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Bye.